Ding dong!
I got it! Why do all my friends have to come over when my parents are gone? Oh my God. I'm going to the park! Okay, see you in a bit. Nice piece. Hi, Theo. I think I'm gonna go get a snack.
Come on, dogs! Dogs are such a staple of life. They also are the best living creatures in the world. They won't fight over the remote.
Stop it! I want it! Mom!
And they'll always be happy with you.
Oh, Theo. Come here, Piper. I got it. Piper.
See? And they're also perfect for cleaning up.
Piper, clean up. That makes my life easier. Oh, wait. That makes my life.
And they'll also protect you at all costs. And dogs, this makes dogs the best living things in the world. The end. Right, Theo?
Hi, my name is Emmy Yakimovich, and I'm going to do a video on anxiety. I'm doing a video on anxiety because I've experienced it many times, and I want to let people know that they are not alone. I will be sharing what I've learned.
When I'm anxious, I get stuck in my head for weeks. Sometimes I don't even remember what it is I'm worrying about. So I have learned some techniques that I will share with you today. First, there's one where I tighten everything on my body and hold for 10 seconds. Then I make everything go loose and relax myself.
There's another one where I imagine an infinity symbol, and then I trace from the middle and breathe in and out.
Meditate as well. That really calms me down. If you don't know what meditation is, it's when you go in a comfortable position, so you can stand up, you can sit down, or you can lie down, whichever you choose, and you just focus on your breath. And then you just stay in that breath zone until you're ready to stop meditating. And if you're a beginner, I would suggest 5 minutes, but if you want to do more, do more.
Once you have anxiety, it will come back, but you will not always be anxious about something. Guilt or fear or being overwhelmed is all anxiety. If you're experiencing that, try my tricks and see if they'll help. Not just you kids, adults, please. These tricks may help you as well. All of you. You're not alone.
The need for kindness. The pandemic has made the last 2 years difficult and frustrating because of COVID-19. Society has been torn apart because of the pandemic restrictions and specifically the COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Social isolation compounded by the mandates have resulted in people becoming more judgmental. For example, the vaccinated point at the unvaccinated as selfish people, and the unvaccinated might say that the vaccinated are sheeple blindly following the government. This has destroyed many relationships, such as family, friends, neighbors, and in the workplace. It used to be okay to disagree with friends and to agree to have differing opinions, but that does not appear to be the case anymore because people have lost the ability to debate issues respectfully. People have lost the ability to debate topics respectfully because they are no longer open to other people's ideas and or beliefs. Nowadays, it seems as though society has been fractured by polarized views. Some of these views include COVID believer versus COVID denier, for masks versus against masks, for gloves versus against gloves, for social distancing versus against social distancing, for quarantines versus against quarantines, for lockdowns versus against lockdowns, for border restrictions versus against border restrictions, for COVID testing versus against COVID tests, against unnecessary travel versus for unnecessary travel, against non-essential workers versus for non-essential workers, against truckers versus for truckers, against James Top versus for James Top, for COVID-19 vaccines versus against COVID-19 vaccines, for Trudeau versus against Trudeau, for CBC and similar mainstream media versus against CBC and similar mainstream media. These polarized views have resulted in the lost ability to socialize with other people. Regardless of where you stand, we need to find common ground again and get back together. We need to treat each other equally, whether we're vaccinated or not vaccinated, whether we're for or against mandates and restrictions. We need to heal by being kind to each other, not being mean or rude out of frustration and or anger. When we are all kind to each other, people will be happier and get along with other people better. We need to heal by not judging people based on their choice to receive or not receive the COVID-19 vaccines, or based on their opinions about all things relating to COVID-19. Let us restore what we have lost.
Social media. On the surface, a good concept, capable of connecting millions of people together online through pictures, videos, stories, and more. Whether through TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or Facebook, People aged 16 to 24 spend on average 3 hours every day on social media. Doesn't sound too harmful. That's like watching a slightly longer than average movie every day. But the key words? Every day. Anything that is every single day is a significant part of your life. But before I continue, we need to go back to where it all started. The website Facebook was created in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg. There were other types of social media created before Facebook, but none would have the impact that Facebook had. Soon to follow these afterwards was Twitter in 2006, Instagram in 2010, Snapchat in 2011, and TikTok in 2017. Combining these ideas with a cell phone created what I like to call the social media dilemma. With 3 hours a day on average being spent on social media, that combines to nearly 1,100 hours per year, mostly wasted. The biggest mistake most people make is that they think they have time. Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. And once it's gone, you can never get it back. Having connections aren't wrong. Social connections with others are definitely important, even online. The problem is when it is no longer used to connect with others, and instead you get stuck endlessly scrolling, watching videos day in and day out, wasting your most valuable resource, time. Another problem is what social media really is. It is an addiction. It releases a chemical called dopamine. Every time you get a like, comment, retweet, favorite, you see that, and your brain releases this chemical that makes you feel good. It is known as the feel-good chemical. And as the creatures we are, we crave more of this. Over and over, we seek the approval and attention of others, just for one more like or one more comment. It's the same with alcohol and the high you get, gambling whenever you win, and even when you eat sweets like candy and ice cream. They all release dopamine, but when it is in a balanced environment, there's no trouble. It's when it consumes you and takes you over. That's an addiction. And like all addictions, in time it'll destroy relationships, it'll cost time, it'll cost money, and it will make your life worse. Now that's a bad outcome. There's nothing you can do to avoid it, so you might as well stop. When you're out with friends and family spending time together, it should be about the people around you. Too many people are on their phone most of the time, and they should be spending time with others. The fundamental element of a relationship is being destroyed with no conversation because your phone has become your new source of entertainment instead of the people you are currently with. My solution isn't to ban social media, limit the time people under 18 can spend on it, or anything of the sorts. Social media is fundamentally good at its roots. It allows everyone to connect and spark new ideas together. My solution is to simply spread awareness. Hopefully this will inspire you to spend your time more wisely. To acknowledge that maybe every now and then you can be more productive. Instead of being the viewer, become the creator. Because after all, we only have so much time left on this earth. You might as well spend it trying to improve yourself as much as possible.
high school. An era in everyone's life that has a dark side that no one talks about. A place that looks like this, but feels like this. Depression, anxiety, judgment, relationships, traveling.
I bet most of the people watching this video won't be able to make it through without checking your phones or diverting your attention some way. That being said, I hope you do make it through, and I do want to help you, so without wasting any more time, let's get into it. The biggest problem right now in the world is instant gratification. Basically what that is anything that gives us a small little burst of pleasure in the moment, but afterwards we feel worse than we did beforehand. So an example could be like eating junk food or scrolling on social media, right? You know, those chips taste pretty good and those videos are pretty funny while you're watching them. But afterwards I at least feel pretty crappy. These things cause other problems. Like, for example, if you go anywhere at all, you'll see that basically everywhere, all if not most of the litter is just chip bags, pop bottles, cigarette butts, syringes, anything that gives us that small bit of pleasure is just littered everywhere. And if you think about all the problems social media causes, like depression, insecurities, anxiety, lack of productivity, and the worst one for me is like poor focus. Because if you think about, like, every time you like scroll from picture to picture or from video to video, you're training your brain to pick up and process information that quickly. So think about the last conversation you had with someone. I bet you don't remember most of it. And that's because you were probably having irrelevant thoughts, your mind was wandering, because you need to have an expanded attention span for you to, like, be able to process information as slowly as like reading a book or having a like normal paced conversation. So the way we combat these things is through delayed gratification. And basically that's anything that isn't necessarily very comfortable in the moment, but over time we begin to thank ourselves for them and it's just better for us in the long run. So if you think about like exercise, when you just hit the gym and you know you're all sweaty, you're all pumped up, it wasn't comfortable while you were hitting the workout, but afterwards when you like hop in the shower and you feel so energized, you feel like you can do anything. That is what delayed gratification does. It's like not super comfortable in the moment, but afterwards you feel amazing. So like eating clean is another example. You know, some might argue that like healthy food doesn't taste as good as like junk food. I disagree. But you know, some people think that, and that's fine. But if you choose to eat healthier, then like you'll thank yourself for it. You'll feel much better. You'll probably sleep better. I'm not like a doctor or anything, but I feel like that's how those things would work. And you know, one of the best ones for me is meditation. This really helps with your focus, because what meditation does is it makes you focus on something that's happening in the present moment. So you could just sit down, close your eyes, and focus on anything that's happening right now. So if you're outside, maybe you'll like feel the wind or hear the wind, or both. Or like the sounds of the birds, or anything, just as long as it's happening right now. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. It won't personally directly benefit me if you guys start meditating or start exercising, but I would like to, see the world become a better place in my lifetime, and, knowing that at least one person took a nugget of this video to heart, that would make me really happy, because I hope you guys aren't just taking everything I say with a grain of salt, because these are like the ramblings of a 14-year-old. But I'm glad you guys watched. This has been my video, and do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
here we are at the Coaches, where I've made so many wonderful memories, and the community has too. Let's go around and meet some more people who make the community so great. We are at Priscilla's asking people why they love their community. We met lovely Colleen, and she's going to tell you a story on why she loves her community.
I love working at this store. It brings me into the community. When I moved here, I didn't know a lot of people in the community. So through the 9 years that I've worked here, I've met a lot of people, seen the kids grow up and help seniors. I do a turkey drive at Christmas, a pay it forward type thing. And it's so fun to just watch the people's faces that get the free birds and that type of thing. It brings spirit. That my heart was so full at Christmas time when I did that turkey drive. It's community spirit. That's what it is for me. Yeah.
I'm here at Recreation Park, where I have made a lot of memories playing soccer with my friends, at the park playing when I'm waiting for my brothers to finish their soccer. And there's a lot of people who come here to volunteer as well. They coach soccer teams and baseball teams, and they even help at the canteen. I'd love to give back to my community when I'm a little bit older as well, so I can help at the canteen and maybe coach some soccer teams. Here we are at the Front of Young Baseball Diamond and Soccer, where I've gotten a bunch of life lessons from coaches who do it for free, a bunch of good snacks from canteen owners who do it for free. My coaches have taught me life lessons that I have passed down, and I can't wait to pass down to other people. That's a home run! Front of Young is a home run community! I'm here with firefighter Mike, and I'm here to ask you some questions and just be grateful that you're here serving our community. So, how long have you been a firefighter?
35 years.
Why did you choose to be a firefighter?
I just wanted to be able to help my community and give back a little bit.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
If I ever have a fire, I'll make sure to call you.
Please do. Remember to call 911.
Thank you.
And we've had a good relationship with Front of Young School for a long time. We have the kids to the fire hall for Fire Prevention Week every fall. I appreciate you guys coming over.
We're here at the Front of Young Pharmacy, where we're talking to Mr. Vader, and I actually have a nice experience here of getting my flu shot. I felt very comfortable, and at the end I was even offered a chocolate.
Thank you, Dr. Vader, for everything you do for our community. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for trust. Okay, nice to meet you. Okay.
From me to you, Dr. Vader, thank you for helping our community. Within 300 meters from here, we just introduced you to a bunch of amazing people who make our community just as amazing as them. This is why we love our community so much, and it's such a great thing to be here. How long have you been a bus driver, Dave?
About 5 years now.
Why do you enjoy being a bus driver? What do you do it?
Because I love meeting all the kids. And I always enjoyed being around with kids.
Would you say the community is the best you've ever seen?
This little town? Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I do love this town.
Thanks again for driving us to and from school.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much for keeping us safe and driving us to school on time.
You're very welcome.
We're back at Front of Young, and I've realized that it's not just everybody else in my community that makes it so great. It also has a part of me in it. So we've also got to meet the person responsible for things like my thankfulness, my behavior, and there's so many more different examples on this board that we've made here with a mirror, because you're the person responsible for these things. So come and take a look. Joining us on our little walk around our community. I really hope you understand how much we love our community now. And honestly, I think my favorite part was going to see Dr. Vader again, because he's a really big part of our community. He really impacts us on being safe and making sure we get our flu shots on time, and keeping us really informed about everything we need to know about our